Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
GM, welcome back to the channel. In this one, we've got an update across the crypto markets, and we're going to look at some prediction markets as well. We've got the likes of Polymarket, obviously a leader in this sector right now, but things are springing up on Solana. So the chain that is trying to dominate all verticals. We've got two protocols to look at, Drift and Hedgehog. So stay tuned for this. So BTC here trading at 58.5. We had the weekend rugathon yet again. So this was Sunday. We went up and then got nuked back down. So the weekend pumps have not been trusted as of late. So this was another Sunday, the previous week, where we were pumping into Sunday and then it absolutely nuked down by the end of the evening. So we're kind of being conditioned at this moment in time for weekend pumps. Faded Monday, continuation, and then maybe some stability later in the week. But 58.5 key areas, 56 to the downside, 60k to the upside. Until then, we have no clear direction, but I think the longer that we can just maybe maintain sideways and hopefully chop our ways upwards, less likelihood we're going to absolutely nuke out of this kind of range. So it kind of feels like we are in the summer doldrums stage of the market cycle. And with that, we have Bitcoin dominance up at 57% as well. So interested to keep monitoring this and see if we do get a top on BTC Dom, but a lot of altcoins selling off. Ethereum still not doing particularly well there. Solana showing some strength today. Yeah, again, that is the Sol ETH pair ticking on up. Sol is at 144 right now. So above the line in the sand, you can see at 137, which is a bit of a bull bear pivot in my mind for Solana. So this week coming up, we have the Jackson Hole event, which is an economic policy symposium. So this means that all of the big talking heads across central banks will be chatting about the path forward. And essentially we have Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking on Friday. So Friday is a key date for this. So expectation here would be that Powell will state the kind of roadmap forward for interest rate cuts, which seems more obvious that they're going to be given some clear guidance on this. Fed's Kashkari today, the balance of risks have shifted more towards the labor market and away from the inflation side of our dual mandate, i.e. inflation less of a risk, and now all eyes on keeping employment as full as possible. And of course, to do that, you need to take off the kind of anchors that the high interest rates have caused. So we're going to get some clarity on this. And this Jackson Hole event begins on Thursday, lasting through till Saturday. Interesting little stat here that Charles Edward posted. 70% of the time, markets are up the week following the Jackson Hole meeting. So I think that is to do with the amount of clarity given. And hopefully this will reign true again, because as it stands, the crypto markets are pretty much being dragged from not nuking by the fact that the stocks, the traditional markets, have just been an up only. And again, are posting a green day thus far today, up 0.37% on the S&P, Nasdaq up around 0.25% thus far. So that is kind of helping the bull case for Bitcoin more broadly. Saylor's also been posting Bitcoin 20% off sale ends soon. What does this mean? Does this mean he's just generally bullish as ever? Or does this mean his $2 billion TWAP is about to start and thus pushing up the price? Not too sure on that front. Maybe he's just memeing as per usual, but maybe his TWAP is set to begin. And the markets are quite thin at this moment in time, liquidity-wise, due to it being the summer. So if he does TWAP in $2 billion, it should pump the prices. We're also seeing this, Justin Sun saying China unbans crypto. What's the best meme for this? So this has caused speculation as to, will China come out with an official statement saying that crypto is no longer banned, that they're going to be a lot more pro-crypto. This could potentially make sense and set off more game theory, as we've seen the US currently hold like 200,000 Bitcoins. Yes, they did sell some recently. Trump has announced he would like to secure the holdings as a strategic reserve if he's put into power. So it would make sense that the Chinese would potentially jump on board with a strategy if that does play out. So this could be an interesting turn of events here. And we know that the markets are sparked off the back of narratives, and this would be a huge one, as previously China banning crypto has just nuked us each and every time. Then a quick check-in with Fear and Greed here on Monday. You can see absolute factory reset in terms of sentiment, and the vibes have deteriorated a lot as of late. And as you can see, 28 on the fear and greed, but we need resets in sentiment for us to dig our way out. So crypto Twitter sentiment generally has been a good kind of gauge on whether you should be buying, selling, etc. And it just seems very depressed right now, so it would make sense to be DCAing into bags at this point. Quick glance over at CoinGecko, you can see over the last 24 hours, big gainers are Sui, Tron, Neo Aptos, Monero, Polygon Polkadot. Big losers, Brett, Celestia, Casper, Tau, Say, IMX, just to name a few there. And if you are eagle-eyed, you will notice this fact here. Breaking ADA, Cardano drops out of the top 10 coins by market cap. This was posted a couple of hours ago at 11th. Cardano is now at 12th, as per the data here on CoinGecko. So obviously it makes sense that over time, if these technology plays, which is what they are not performing, you're going to get better tech stepping its way up. And although many people don't like Tron, it is settling a ton of USDT. So the stablecoin kind of thesis playing out on Tron, and it is a major rails for that. So it's flipped Cardano with a use case there. So I found this one quite interesting. We're seeing a lot of movements around prediction markets, which is essentially a betting market. Is X going to happen or Y? Is it a yes or a no outcome on an event? So as they're showing here, political stuff. But Solana tweeted this today themselves. Can the markets predict tomorrow's headlines? Prediction markets by Drift Protocol have arrived. So here we have Drift Protocol. Now this whole narrative around these prediction markets has heated up due to Polymarket getting mainstream attention. It's been referenced on the All In podcast numerous times. A lot of people are on Polymarket. I'll just bring up the interface. This is Polymarkets here. And it has huge depth on some of these bets. So $641 million on the presidential election 2024 winner. And these odds are being touted everywhere saying, look, Kamala's in the lead. This has closed somewhat in the last week. And it's being used as a gauge for public sentiment around what is going to happen in the US elections. Now, Polymarket here is based on, I believe, Polygon, but it would make sense that key verticals would live on Solana, as it is a much more streamlined blockchain and very easy for people to use. So Drift Protocol here has just entered that game. Market cap is $64 million. Of course, Polymarket doesn't have a token. It hasn't got a market cap as yet. I would imagine if it did have a token, it would be rather high. And so this is a narrative to maybe have some eyes on. As you can see, of course, there's a lot of inflation to come here for Drift Protocol, currently at 32 cents, but this is their beta. And you can see top up here, bet alpha. So this is in alpha, and the interface on here, similar-ish to the likes of Polymarket. The obvious main advantage is using Solana as of late. I've downloaded the Phantom wallet. You just simply connect your wallet top right-hand corner and get involved, as simple as that. So I think in terms of a catch-up play, it would make sense that a prediction market on Sol can do really well here. But the other one is Hedgehog Markets, bet on anything. So these guys have more of an alpha product out right now and have quite a lot of markets. And I listened to this pod just earlier, so Unlayered Podcast, and the CEO of Hedgehog Markets, Kyle, did a very good job of explaining how they actually run the prediction markets, the kind of thought processes for listing markets, how they deal with disputes, how they try and ensure that there is no ambiguity on any of the markets, which have been a problem on Polymarkets as of late. Admin controls, because at some certain times you do actually need to have an admin to give final say on which outcome wins, which is quite interesting as well. But this is fully on-chain on Sol, no token as of yet as well. So I do actually think it's probably worth getting your wallet on here and maybe having a little bit of a bet on some of these various outcomes. But could be farmable, could be a good idea to get involved. That is the UI for Hedgehog. Again, check it out. We're going to see the financer upgrade for Solana come, and a lot of these use cases, such as this one, which is a proven use case now with Polymarkets being a success story, potentially what you can see is the likes of Sol acting as the rails to eat the lunch of some of these competitors. So got my eyes on a couple of these here. I think they're pretty interesting. Do check them out. But that is all for today's video. Check out my links down below. See you in the next one. Peace.